Let's flip through my 2024 Hobonichi Cousin so you could see how I used it and what I learned regarding this planner. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Estella. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday, Christmas if you celebrate. If not, I just hope you're taking the time to really rest and recover and just enjoy this slow time of the year. So, first of all, let's show you a completed 2024 Hobonichi Cousin. This is what my cousin is looking like right now. I think I have officially made my last entry in this planner because it is getting very, very difficult to write. There's like a lump, and what's interesting is that I want to use one next year and write in it every day and see if that lump is going to impact my writing. But this is part of the idea sharing because I wanted to share my thoughts. I don't have a cover on this. This has been on my bookshelf and I make sure I just take very good care of it. I love all the stickers on here. It was just very representative of my year, my feelings, my just everything that I was going through this year. And I really love that I embraced all of that this year. Just because I wanted to have something to remember the year by. And the cover is absolutely stunning. What I did find is that the Hobonichi Hon is a very, very, very good book. The quality is very top tier, and I just love the inside cover. So, as you can see here, the inside cover does say Han, and I do have some stickers here. I have a sticker of Uniqlo's clothing brand here. They did a collaboration. I also have a Court of Thorns and Roses, like Night Court library card, and approved by Clotho. So I have been in my Court of Thorns and Roses bag for some time. I am on the last book, and I can say I officially understand the hype, understand the world building, understand everything, and I really appreciate the story. So as you can see here, we're just going to go flip through this. I keep this as an index. This is just everything that's happened basically throughout the year. I filled it up and kept it like that. And that was that. For the monthlies, I actually did not use any of the monthlies. I just kept it as is, very blank, and didn't do anything. It was just like, kind of figuring out what I wanted to do with it. And then I ended up not doing anything. For the weeklies, let's look at this. The weeklies, I thoroughly, thoroughly appreciated the weeklies. I really love this type of logging, and for me, this is like a daily log, and I have to keep track of my hours. I did say there was going to be a change in how I work in the upcoming year, and I was going to talk about it. Basically, I am working based on my own schedule because I work from home. I do have the flexibility, and because my mom's level of care is getting more impacted, now I have more flexibility in my schedule. So basically, I have to keep track of when I work in my hours throughout the week, and I need a log to do that. So I wanted to kind of go through this and really kind of go through it and understand how it was functioning for me. And this was working beautifully. I don't know why I exactly stopped. I don't know why I decided to just stop doing what I was doing, but this is very functional. This is something where I was logging what I was doing. I was keeping a track of what I was doing daily, what I was reading, what I was watching, and I started with A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I was very, very, like, I don't get why everybody likes this book. It's such a slow start. So basically, April was when I started that. And now I'm on the last book, so there goes that. I just love this. I love that I was able to keep track of everything. I love that I was able to log what I was doing, and I would flip through it throughout the day, and this is something that I can see now that I don't know why I stopped. I really love this type of logging. I don't want washi tape. I don't want a whole bunch of stickers. I just want something that shows what I was doing, how long it took. And I really do appreciate this. I think I was just kind of really trying to find a way to make this functional for me while using it. And then when I look back on this planning style, I'm like, it was working. I just think for me, it got a little overwhelming because I started a new position. I was just overwhelmed with changes with my parents and the level of care, and I stopped. And then I didn't go back to it. And this is something that I feel like I should have stuck with because I'm able to see, I'm able to view what I spent my time on. And even though, you know, these lines are very helpful and I do want to go back to using these, I stopped it here because I think I was just trying to do the minimal amount of planning as possible. And I thoroughly enjoy this. I really do. And then right here is when it started becoming less and less. And then I went back to it. And this is, again, just kind of going into what I was doing. And just so you could see here, that was what the schedule was looking like. Even if I went back to a week that had more information on it, right? This is what it was looking like. And I honestly really like this planning style. I just don't know why I stopped. I don't know why I stopped the logging. I think I just got very overwhelmed. So here is, you know, all the other times I was trying to figure out what to do with it. I'm not going to flip through that because obviously I didn't stick to it because clearly by September, I just completely stopped. I wasn't even doing this anymore. And this is where I started using kind of like the planner needs for 2025, what I wanted to do. This was all here, and I really love this because it allowed me to kind of brainstorm what I wanted to do. And the funny thing is, as much as I said, oh, I'm not going to go back to a Hobonichi, I'm not going to get a weeks, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do that, everything changes, and Hobonichi planners are so functional. They're purposeful, they're functional, and there's a lot of planners that are going around and people are creating, and people find them very, what's the word I want to look for? Very like enthusiastic about these planners because there's something new, right? It's like the excitement of planner hopping. But for me, it's like I'm getting to a point that I need something that's going to work, that's going to be functional, something that I can keep, something that I could turn back the pages on. And I'm really understanding this. I still have my Sterling Ink Common Planner, and that is definitely going to be used for work, but it's basically writing down tasks. And I'm not going to share my work planner because it's a work planner. So there goes that. But everything here is pretty much kind of staying here. And I love that I have this. I'm going to keep the book because I could always go back and look at this and say, what was I using my planners for? All right. So for the first portion of the year, I did not plan in this because when I got this planner was in March. So I'm just going to flip through the pages and you're going to see exactly my style. And then I'm going to share some thoughts. So I started kind of like sticking things on, commonplacing, right? But I didn't start writing until the end of March. And this is when I was trying to keep track of like my schedule and then journal, my schedule and then journal. From what I can tell, I am very much a collage person. I like to have a collage type layout. And even though I'm not filling up the entire pages, because there are people who literally will write an entire page or 3 columns, that is not me. I think I need to appreciate the type of style that I have in terms of journaling, in terms of planning, in terms of collaging. What I did find out is the more I write, the neater my handwriting has gotten. So I do know that. I love being able to draw layouts or draw what I'm thinking as well. That's something that has helped me kind of visualize things. And this is a picture of the planner when I first initially got it. I read Check and Mate, and I'm going to actually go through all the books I read because I need to go through my list and write down all the books I read because I believe I read a good amount of books. And I'm probably going to share that like towards the end of the year on Instagram, on social media. This is when I went through a planner hopping phase of using ring planners and my Hobonichi weeks. My Hobonichi weeks, let me tell you, has lasted me the entire year. And I have a lot of personal things in there, so I'm not sharing anything in that, but I have used that till the end of the year, which is why I kept up with it, because I just think it's something very personal and I could keep appointments and write everything down, so it works for me. Another thing I discovered is that I really enjoy creating the cover pages for the month. It sets the tone for me. It sets the tone for how I want the month to look or envision itself in, and I really appreciated just looking back on these and saying I really like doing cover pages. I discovered I like doing cover pages. Again, collaging is my style. I do want to buy a brand new printer that prints color, and it's going to be a small desk printer, but I am going to buy it because I love printing out pictures like this and kind of sticking them on there. I use Canva for these Polaroid layouts, and that's what I use. Again, these books I have not read. I was in a pink cover buying season, and I wrote all the books that I got in romance, like Hate Mail. I did not read that one. Night Shift, I did not read that one at first. Spite, I did not read that one. Things We Never Got Over, didn't read that one. Wildfire, no. The only one I read was A Fate Inked in Blood, and I gave it like a 4.5. And I enjoyed that one. It was a fun time, right? This, again, I noticed that I like collaging. I noticed that I like putting spreads together and creating different types of layouts that don't look like everybody else's, because I like just being in my thought process. And what I've learned is that the less that I look at how other people are planning or writing in their journals, the less influence I am noticing that I have on my writing style. And I took somewhat of a social media break, and by that I mean I only posted when I felt like it. It wasn't like I need to post to be a content creator, to be a plan influencer, whatever you call it. I just needed that time to really kind of introspect and go deep into what I wanted to do as a planner, as a journaler, as going through life, midlife, and taking care of my parents and working and having my husband help and just doing all these things, right? So I am someone who very much collages, and I love the collaging style. It's definitely me and definitely something I want to keep up. I love the commonplacing that I was doing, by the way. So these dots signify something, right? An emotion. Blue signifies, I was listening to ACD. This is when Cowboy Carter came out. So I just love that. And I was watching Fallout, love that. So as you can see, I just loved everything. Ruthless Vows, read that book, was great. Wasn't as great as the first one, but I still, the writing was beautiful. I just loved the writing. Again, Tanner Adele, a selfie, a note to myself. Kenny D. Ryan's This Could Be Us, love that book. Automatic rebuy for anything that she writes. A reminder to myself. This is where I start incorporating drawing. Love this cover page. Okay, this is when I decorated my planner. And then I covered up, obviously, some pictures here because I wanted to keep certain things private. This is when I went to Coach and bought my mom and myself bags. Again, planning thumbnails, planning content, figuring out what I wanted to do, an appointment reminder, I just love this, and I think this is what I need to go back to. And then I was like, oh, I'm tired. I'm too tired to write anymore. I don't know what I was going through. I think it was just a lot of things this year, and you can tell that I was going through a lot of things. And my husband, you know, he was helping as much as possible. My son, I just had family pitching in. It was just a lot, you know, and you won't understand it until you actually go through it. See, caregiver stress and burnout. So it is something very realistic. Mexican Gothic, love this book. I will buy her books. Just loved it. I know a lot of people were like, I didn't get the book. I was reading reviews like, I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. And then you don't get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But colonialism, empowerment, just like all these things. I started kind of falling off here, and it started getting more like messy. I started rushing my process of journaling. I could tell right here by the writing. I did love like shopping in Uniqlo. This is when my husband got me the DJI camera. This was a great book, The Vicious Games. We'll buy anything from her. Love the cover. And then this is where I started noticing I was getting tired. And I started only writing in here when I felt like it. And it was okay for me. I was like, you know what? I don't have to write in this every day. But I noticed I wasn't taking the time to write. It was getting messy. So, like, the handwriting... Hold on. Like, the handwriting here... It was much neater. Yes, granted, it was small. But this looks like more rushed, is what I'm saying. But whenever I wanted to capture a moment, I definitely did. This is when I went to like an event and I got like a, you know, blind date books here. Love this automatic rebuy Where Sleeping Girls Lie. Love the author. Love her. A selfie, just a reminder. Okay, this is July. This is like when I started a position and I started getting more stressed. Because the new position was like learning a whole new schedule. Son's birthday, celebration. And then more images here. And then every time I go shopping, I would keep the ephemera. So like I got something from Martha Stewart. Personal reflection that I covered up here. Love this cover as well. And this is just so me. This is something that one of my spreads that I absolutely loved. Love this spread here. And then again, it was like going back to, well, I'm tired and I'll write whenever I write. And in some cases, I didn't even stick anything. Like this, I mean, I get why I stuck it because I got that, you know, the Kanken bag. But it's like there's nothing written. It was like I was sticking tags. It started getting like messy. I love this because I can see, you know, the bag I purchased. You know, I could see that. Love these bags. They're nice. But I didn't write anything. Then this is the Muji like cover that I did with journaling. Love this one too. And I really love like putting in magazine clippings. I used to love doing that in high school. And you'll see in a minute. This is when I got the new Hobonichi weeks. This is October. I went to a bookstore. I didn't write down anything about it. I just stuck a tag there. But I know what that's from. My Yoseka order. My son's Hobonichis came in. Brainstorming. Another thought here. Again, empty pages. Halloween, didn't write anything. Cover page for November looked as much as I felt like all over the place. More brainstorming here. More brainstorming of how I want my planners to look. A lot of stuff going on there. Just kind of like goal planning. Stickers. And then November's cover page is when I got my early Christmas gift of the Kodak Mini 2 printer. And then when I got the leather Hobonichi cover, just love these right here. And then more layout designs, thinking. I was Christmas list shopping here. Didn't write anything here. Wrote a thought on top. And then Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And that is that. And then in the back, do I have anything? Yeah, I have a little magic print sticker. So that is it. So what I've learned is that I am someone who loves a journaling style. I love a collage style type of spread. And I am someone who really appreciates bringing in different texture styles. I understand that not everyone likes including different stickers. I notice that I'm more uniform in terms of color, in terms of tone. I don't really like these little stickers too much from what I'm noticing. I like everything to kind of match for the theme. So this was very much a theme. I love this spread. There was other spreads that were very much a theme. Love this spread because it matched, right? This was another like theme. But it went, I felt like it went and it flowed. And then the sticker obviously is fading. So, you know, I understand exactly what type of journal I am in, but this journal I did use pretty much throughout the entire year. I like to make sure that I take care of my planners and my journals, so I don't like anything like being messy on the side. I like keeping it on the table. I don't like taking it out everywhere. I can write what I need to write at the end of the day if I'm out. I just make sure I capture memories so that way I can either print out the picture or just write about it. So, what's coming? I knew I said I wasn't going to get anything, but when I started flipping through this and started deciding like, I really love this. I don't know why I was being so like hard-headed about this planner. I don't. So I ended up getting the 2025 Gingham cover. This cover right here, like I'm just going to pull it out, but I need to be careful, is so me. I really went into my creativity mode here. This has taken me probably a week to kind of set up, a week to kind of design, a week to figure out what I wanted to do with the cover. And I didn't want anything cutesy. I actually am using like book clippings, magazine clippings, an actual photo inspiration of what I want my year to feel like, incorporating as much. This sticker is to write. It's a reminder to write, a ticket to go anywhere, to remind me to travel, to just, even if it's local. And I love this. I love how this looks because it is something that represents what I want for 2025. Then I have a washi tape here in this corner and then more kind of like collaging here. I am going to go to my turning the page to a new year, and this is what I mean. I am very much a collager. This is something that I really appreciated. I didn't want to write everything down. I wanted to kind of put pieces and quotes and books and words to kind of create like a vision board, 2025 kind of inspiration board. And that's what I did. Like we try to classify ourselves into words, into labels. Never let anyone tell you that it was easy for you to have the fire, the storms, the oceans of strength to speak your mind that you have today. Ah, an inspiring sanctuary for the modern traveler, a novel discovery, like people kind of putting mask on and wearing a facade and kind of representing something that they're not, or trying to like really live up to this like standard when we really need to just do the best that we can and focus on ourselves and really move into kind of building community and kind of really just loving the hobby for what the hobby does, right? And this is what I want to do. You are my joy hidden in the breeze. Why? Because it's something that I'm going back to, like writing and kind of really going into my journaling moment. And then here is my January start page, distinctive. This is you. I hope you tell her bedtime stories where the princess isn't a princess but a knight, and she's going to war with dragons all by herself. Like, this right here is such like a way of reminding myself that I am strong, that I am battling whatever I need to battle, monsters, dragons, and I am a knight. I'm going to war, and I need to be strong, and I need to embrace the beauty, the chaos, the imperfection, all these things. This is you. This is being distinctive. And then I put Sirica Studio Library of Memoirs. This is also a reminder to read books I love, which is fantasy and romance. And this has so many meanings all in one. And I just love that. And then I already started with the little kind of like sticker here because I want to write in that. And then I also did a spread here because I couldn't, it's like, I can't wait to start this planner. I cannot wait to start this journal because I love it. So I wrote about, you know, Christmas yesterday, what my mom got. She really is into music and loves singing along to music. So I got her this and I wrote about it. And I just loved how this turned out. This is very much like my style, just collaging, journaling. And then the last thing I wanted to share is I'm really trying to set this up so that way I could just get started on it. And I want to use pen, paper, marker, and that's it, and keep it moving. If I use little stickers here and there, I don't mind. But this is not going to be very sticker heavy. It's going to be more or less my journaling that's going to take up most of the collaging. And then what I did, because this doesn't start in November like the Hobonichi weeks, I just kind of wrote a memory a day. And as you can see, I pretty much collaged the month. So I wrote, you know, magazine clippings here. There's a book here. She will ascend like a battle cry from a war you thought you had won. And this is something like ending December on that note, just like, you know, finishing stronger than I started. And I appreciate everything that I went through. But I love these little kind of like stickers because I wasn't able to journal in the month, but I'm able to kind of like read through all this and read that, you know, I read A Court of Frost and Starlight. I was reading A Court of War and Ruin. I literally read that in like a week. And then I started A Fate Inked in Blood, like, and now I'm in A Court of Silver Flames. Like, I am just loving everything. This is just a reminder of what happened in the month. And then next month, it might be similar to this. It may not. I don't know yet. It depends how I feel. But I cannot wait to start using this. My A6 is still going to be my memory keeper. I'm still going to write things in it. It's going to still have my emotions, and I can't wait to share that one. But when I flipped over with this one, I just got so inspired that I got this. And we will see how it turns out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm sorry it was so long. Normally I try to keep them short, but this one was very chatty and just kind of going through the motions of what I was thinking, what I was experiencing. I am going to change the cover. This is a Catspresso cover, but I'm waiting for the Midori A5 clear cover to come in because the design kind of takes away from the planner. So thanks again for watching. Thank you so much. I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed the holidays again. Bye-bye.